your scheduled and yawning video to bring you this special report. This is an Earth 2016 special report. Stay tuned.
Recently, 300,000 people marched in New York on climate change. In Washington, cities around the United States, huge marches about climate change. I just have one thing to say. Stop trying to stop climate change. You might as well go stand out on the beach and ask a tidal wave to come. The ocean doesn't care. Go yell at the stars and tell them to move. Stop trying to change climate change. Stop trying to stop global warming. This happens every time we go through the Photon belt. Melts the ice shields, we do a little shifting, a little dance. Some will, some won't, so what? And here we are 10,000 years later, ready to embark on it again. People say, wait a minute, what's the Photon belt? Well, most of us have heard of the Van Allen belt of radiation. But the photonic band, this belt, which as you see right here, this is off NASA's website, Earth is passing through an interstellar cloud. Not Voyager 1 and 2 found an interstellar cloud we may pass through. It's not we're about to pass through, going to. Earth is currently passing through an interstellar cloud of intense electromagnetic radiation. NASA scientist Alexei Dmitriev, when asked, how large is this thing? 760,000 billion miles wide. 760,000 billion miles across. Even at 11 million miles a day, when Alexei Dmitriev was asked how long is it going to take Earth and our solar system to traverse this, so I don't know, but if I had to guess, I'd say about 2,000 to 3,000 years. Cha-ching!
Stay tuned. How many of you noticed the whole world has gone crazy? He told us that too. Yeah, it's in there. It was written, they will start as fires that burn within us, and we will burn up with desires and conflict if we do not remember the original teachings and return to the peaceful way of life. None of my films are doom and gloom films. My whole intent is to show you enough crud is going on this earth that whether it's environmentally or economically, that the systems currently in place on planet Earth are unsustainable. And there isn't one of you watching that doesn't know that on some level. The ship is going down. And whatever you cling to in this world, whether it's houses, jobs, guy, girl, house, car, boat, it's just switching seats on the Titanic. There will come a day in the all-too-near future where you won't even have one more day to choose which world you want to be a part of. I have good news. Yes, the end of the world has been postponed. Of course, that was put out last year in 2015. Stay tuned. Number 4, you gotta love it. Was the sun just reflecting off the ice and water? Oh, seriously. Now, don't you notice they conveniently left off the most logical theory of all? Earth moved! Now, there is a number 6. And as usual, I, Mark the Arcturian, have deduced the actual reason. The sun rose 2 days early on 1/11/11 in Greenland. Turns out, it was just a lens flare. Stay tuned.
Just look at all we squoze out of 2 30-second clips, and the best may be yet to come. During production of this film, I've found 100% proof, undeniable evidence. Even Neil deGrasse Tyson himself cannot debunk that this is all true and happening right on schedule. But I see we're out of time, so here are some scenes from Earth 2016, Part 3.
I'd say it's not a matter of if, It's a matter of when.
2012, big movie came out. So now we have this idea it happens like that in one day, right? Big cataclysm. Oh, we'll get there, don't worry, but right now it's slow. It's just like you left the water on in the bathtub a little too long, and it's overflowing a little, and it's rising slowly. Then comes 2012 date, and the entire world knew that on 12/21/12, the world was going to end. Dun, dun, dun. That's how it was played out. And the movie 2012 certainly furthered that idea that it was going to all happen in one day, Armageddon, floods, quakes, etc. That it would all happen in 24 hours, one day. And though we will get to those days with great upheavals and cataclysmic events, and if anyone can't see that that's the progression we're going, then we just have been living in a rock or spending too much time on Facebook or watching pet yawning videos. Because when I say 2012 now playing at a corner near you, it doesn't matter where you live on this planet anymore. You know something's going on. Am I right?
Correct. Right.
Because the title is, of course, 2012, now playing everywhere. Or, thank God, it can't happen here.
Thank God that can't happen here. Stay tuned.
In other words, if you took the movie 2012, but you spread it out over 10 years, 2012 is happening now playing everywhere, as Earth's timeline is rapidly approaching event date.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
The polar flip. Apparently the whole thing only lasts about 17 minutes. Then what we'll see is like the movie.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but?
It happens in our lifetime. Otherwise, it serves no purpose for us being here.
Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. GoHowGetReady.com.
A lot of you are familiar with the Mayan stone, which shows the motion of every celestial body in the galaxy for 5,000 years, even though they didn't even have a telescope 5,000 years ago. How'd they do that?
They're from the future.
If you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
They're from the future.
If you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
How poetic.
But they left us this message, which they had to know nobody's going to pay attention to 5,000 years from now. It's why they wrote it in stone, so that it might last until we get here, but still nobody's going to believe it. You know how they knew that? Because they didn't believe it. That would have been halfway between Atlantis and now. The earliest recorded human civilization, the Sumerians, Egyptians, 3100 BC, or one Mayan cycle, 5,127 years ago. Earliest recorded human history. Is that because humans didn't exist before that? No. It's because every piece of recorded history we had before that was wiped out the last time this happened. Was wiped out the last time this happened.
Planet Earth 2016 Special Report. I'm Mark the Arcturian. Doom and Gloom is next, over most of these stations.
I'd say it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.